the nerds. This is for the brainiacs. This what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back. You ain't gonna touch me. You not gonna do nothing. You are not above me. I bet you wish you was me. I know it. I know.
What is poppin', everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Only Friends podcast, where I'm here with my only friends, and I'm back in the fucking building. What is poppin', everybody?
I missed that intro. Berkey tried to do it. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, I didn't even want to watch the beginning. I actually used to fucking skip to 7 minutes because I couldn't bear to watch the beginning. So it was just like, I'm just going to skip to 7, 8,
It's because he didn't pause enough when he said only and friends.
Yeah. It was all ruined.
Yeah.
What's poppin', baby? What's going on over there, Burke?
I crushed the intro. I don't know what you're talking about. I think that I made it my own version of the intro, if you will.
You see how cringe that is?
Yeah, you see how cringe that
Not a boy, Brian. Brian, you're becoming much more based in your old age.
I gotta do something. I gotta do something.
How do you do, fellow kids?
No, Berkey's very good at his own thing. So you should not try to be Conrad. Nobody can be Conrad.
It's true. It'd be really hard for someone to try to emulate this, but it's just not a thing. What's poppin', Henry?
Nothing, man. I'm loving the energy that you're bringing first thing straight away. It's
coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you're the one that has all the fucking energy. It looks like you've been smashing the win.
I've been trying, man.
Are you just smashing faces every night? Aria win? What's going on?
Honestly, I was saying to Berkey yesterday, it feels like I just show up and just get handed like a 2.5, 3K check and I just go home and go to the gym. It's a good life.
That is nice.
That is a nice thing.
Yeah.
That is a nice thing. Our lighting expert right now is he's on the case right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's making sure.
Washed out. Yeah.
He's making sure people aren't white. He's making
You talking about me?
Yeah, you.
He's
look great.
No, he just needs to go and catch some sun.
You're Berkey, you're a lighting god.
Now you fucking look great. You're welcome, goddammit.
Thank you for your efforts.
The white boy was really washed out. I had to give him a
your
little bit of
efforts are
color.
appreciated.
With the white shirt on, too. It's...
This new hat look is a thing, huh?
I like it.
It's fine, but did anybody give him permission to take off the towel? The blanket?
I have compression. We're good.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
He has compression shorts on, yeah. Okay.
We're fine.
So I spent the week at the Borgata.
I got you.
And they got you.
They got you.
They got me. Max Payne.
They got me.
Max Payne, man.
You had fun, right?
I mean, it was amazing. The turnout was it was great. So I was scared at first because I heard that they weren't using the back event room, but then I started thinking it's bigger buy-ins. It's 2,200 or 5K. So they didn't really need much, but they did use a smallest convention center, upstairs, really close to the poker room. And it was dope.
Wait. They've always used that.
No. They used the far one, the far convention, the big room. We were in a room that looked like it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a sunny day all day long. So the windows, they were lights. There were no windows in there, but it just looked like it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like midnight. I'm on fucking, a couple bullets in, and I'm like, wow, it's still 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What was the overall turnout like?
It was great, man. It was great. So the mystery bounty got 1,300, I want to say, for a 2,200, which was pretty awesome.
That's insane.
And the 5K got 938.
5K was the main event?
Yes. Yeah. No, did he get more than that? It might have got 938. I mean,
that's pretty good. That's near 5 million prize pool.
Yeah.
First place is close to
1.1?
It was 1.2 for first.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's $1 million guaranteed, right?
It was $1 million guaranteed for first and got 20% more than what they said they were going to do. It's pretty good.
It's crazy. It's like you guys are holding, you guys in America now just have an EPT running every month.
Yeah.
Do you know how lazy you have to be a professional poker player and not want to travel to Borgata because it's only 2 events and it's literally right after New Year's Eve and
it's wild.
You gotta be incredibly lazy because that place was a fucking zoo.
This is what I was talking to Henry about this yesterday. It's such a weird duality that I personally have. I don't know if anybody else can speak to this, but as somebody who's been around for a long time, my mind is split between 40-year-old me that has financial responsibilities, day-to-day responsibilities, family responsibilities, and all these things that happen whenever you grow older and you're just a little bit more anchored, as well as the other interests outside of poker, right? So you have to dedicate so much time, energy, and effort to all these things that you care about, whether it's health, nutrition, friends, family, your business, poker, all these things, right?
A lot of priorities.
Yeah, so there are things that you give a shit about that you want to put some time and effort into. Then there's this part of my brain that's just stuck in the grind set, where it's just like, oh, $1 million guaranteed to first the Borgata. Let's just hop a fucking plane and go play, right?
Yeah.
And like yesterday, he was talking about like going to the Wynn, or Aria rather, to go play PLO. I was like, man, I would not trade places for anything. I never want to go back to the days of grinding like 510 and 1020, where I literally am, putting in 1,000 to 2,000 hours a year trying to make my annual income and reliant upon that. But goddamn, do I just miss just waking up and the only focus being on going to the gym, meal prepping, and then going to grind. Mm-hmm. Of just like showing up, knowing that you're about to cash a 2 or 3K check day after day after day after day, and just getting like absolutely sucked into that grind set mentality. And it's like, I still have that. My brain still operates that way. But I was saying to him, like, I don't know where to turn my focus. Like, I want to write. I want to grow the business. I want to go play cards. I want to do all these things. And what ends up happening is I put attention to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, sometimes the jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yeah, chase 6 rabbits, catch none kind of thing.
What in the fuck is going on?
They're fucking usurping me for my goddamn idioms.
What the fuck just happened?
I got undercut for all the idioms.
You did. There's nothing else to talk about.
Christian's head just exploded somewhere in the Dominican.
Yeah, it seems like all that aside, you should prioritize playing tournaments that are $1 million plus to first.
Well, I mean,
sort of.
If you can.
Kinda.
I mean, those ones, I mean, they're popping off more than normal now, which is great.
Well, it's just like a lot harder for me to fly to Atlantic City and spend a week to play 2 events than it is for Landon.
Right.
Like Landon just doesn't sacrifice that much. He can find a gym there and they have eggs.
I went to go live a good life in LA and I lost my ID. So now I have more incentive to get my driver's license. LA ID story is actually pretty funny. So I go from the airport to a friend's gym. We go to the gym, working out really hard. And my friend wants to go play poker after and then go to Chipotle. Like eat Chipotle, go to Hollywood Park to go play poker. I'm like, all right, I'm in. We go to Chipotle, and while we're driving, he goes, dude, it smells so bad in here. After like super intense workout, I'm like, oh, I guess it's my shirt. Let me just change. So I changed my shirt. He's like, bro, it's not fixed. So I'm like, I am not going to play poker smelling bad. Like I used to be like the kid in middle school, like smelly kid, like that stuff sticks with you, you know? So I'm like, okay, new plan. I'm going to bring my change of clothes in my backpack to the Hollywood Park. Going to change in the Hollywood Park. I have deodorant and cologne on me at all times. Can't smell. Going to change, bring my backpack back to the car, drop off the backpack, go play. Everything's going to be fine. It's like, all right, good idea. So we get there. I go into the bathroom stall. I change. I put my headphone and my wallet on the seat because I just forgot that I had a backpack with me. And I couldn't take how long I was going to stay in the bathroom stall changing like an insane person, right? So I go, quickly change, 10 seconds max, get out, grab my headphones, and forget my wallet. In the 15 seconds that I don't, like I do the classic short pocket check of headphones, wallet, phone.
Feeling yourself like you lost your keys.
Right, yeah, this is the classic shorts pat. I'm like, where's my wallet? Holy shit. I go back in, and it's just gone. Ugh. And I'm like, well, that's really shitty. So now I have to like cancel my cards, and that's obviously fine. Like lost like $600 in the wallet. But now I have to not have my ID. And I checked the credit card just to kind of see like what the guy that took my wallet normally does. Because in these spots, most of the time when we talk to security, they say 9 times out of 10, they take the cash and dump the wallet. Because what do they need the ID for?
Exactly. And they're not going to use credit cards because they
don't need the cards. Mm-hmm. But I had like a decent, it's like a Herschel like decent wallet. You can probably just clean up and sell for something to someone. So I probably just took it. And the first place this guy went was a vending machine. So got like $3 worth of like snacks to see if it works, and then tried to transfer himself like $700. And my card limit is only $500 a month because I don't use it, and it just got instantly frozen.
Wait, so you know who it is?
I have no idea who it is.
Well, they tried to transfer themselves money.
Yeah, I just didn't really check and like didn't really care because it's like at this point I knew my wallet was gone, I knew my ID was gone. I was more so like kind of laughing at the situation of like how like I just fucked up, like how like. All you can do is laugh, and my friend was way more pissed than I was.
Well, I don't know who needs to hear this other than you, but body odor is not hidden by a non-shower.
Someone said that.
Deodorant isn't going to do it for you, my dude.
Yeah.
You have to take a shower.
Legend. I didn't want to say it.
We were all thinking it.
I tossed back and forth, but I was like,
I was like, why don't you just shower at the gym
Yeah.
and change, and then
I was gone already.
Yeah, but you could have showered at the
Yes, that was the mistake that I made. I should have showered then.
yeah.
But you know,
It's a
you
learning
live,
curve,
you
bro.
learn,
You're
you
learning.
know?
You're learning.
trust me,
That's
man.
what we're here for.
I was not fucking happy about it. I was like, he was saying, no, you're gonna be fine. I'm like, dude, it is not okay. Like, it's not about me. I don't want to make the inconvenience for anyone else.
The thing
terrible.
The thing that is being overlooked that Conrad is gracefully not pointing out is
that now you're going to say.
that now I'm going to say because it's obviously
Don't
funny,
take no shit, Landon.
funny and true. What was most likely giving off the greatest stink was the thing that was probably least likely being addressed. And that's your balls.
No, we addressed that.
With what, man?
I said it's probably just my balls, man. My balls was hot.
He addressed it
Fuck,
verbally, not.
It was fucking unreal.
There was no fixing it.
I was wondering if he took his deodorant stick. It was just like fucking lathering up his testicle.
No.
Listen, man, it wasn't great. Look, we all fall.
This is where Joe Rogan came along, right? And you're like, listen, I don't want a title fight. My balls is hot.
My balls.
I bought this stuff from, I think it's the who sells the fucking lawnmower? Manscaped.
Don't pretend like you don't know that.
Well, yeah, we need that ad sponsorship.
No,
We know
I have
them, we know
two.
them.
I have two of them. It's not like I don't use them. I just can't remember the name. But they also have this like ball deodorant spray or whatever. You know, for times of needs, like what Landon ran into, and I bought it and I tried it one time. I'll never use it again. I don't know.
Not good
I don't
for
know if there's
sponsorship.
Sting?
bro. I don't know if there's some sort of like eucalyptus or menthol or some shit in there, but it feels like you know, whenever you take like a Halls for your throat, imagine that on your balls.
So it's close to an icy hot, just not full.
Yeah, it was like this
Man.
like menthol-y feeling. Like I was
There-
like, my
there's
balls
someone-
are
there-
hot.
There's someone at the higher ups
Wow,
at Manscaped just
dude.
laughing at everybody using it. They're just like, got it.
And honestly, the smell, it's like supposed to be this like masculine, like woodsy type smell. It's probably worse than ball sweat.
No, man, this reminds me of
disagree with that.
oh my god.
It's significantly more aggressive than ball sweat. I'm just like,
This
man,
is-
you walk into a room, people are gonna know that you're
The
here.
problem is nothing is worse than trying to hide ball sweat. That's the
that part.
issue.
You just need a warm washcloth, man. There's no getting around it. Like, you know, you got to clean your shit up.
Man, this reminds me of, like the first time I finally like experimented with like gold bond type stuff in like middle high school. Dude, okay.
That'll light you up.
Okay, so there's like the gold one that's for that, and then there's the blue one that's for your feet. I
think it's the inverse, but sure.
It's not, because I remember the blue one fucked me up because I put it on my balls. It stung so bad. It stung so bad. My balls was tingly. Dude. Fuck.
This is a strange question, but since we have such an eclectic group here, I'll ask. Lamanna, I'm very confident I already know the answer to this, but did your family household use washcloths in the shower? Okay.
Yes.
Is that common amongst everybody?
It was like loofah sponge thingy for me, not washcloth.
It depends on what side of the family you're talking about.
What are you implying, Conrad?
My black side did not, and my white side did.
Do you guys use washcloths in England?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe it was in college or somewhere, but it became like well known to me that washcloths like aren't the standard. as far as I understand.
I think growing up they were, but now
for us it for sure was.
But what did they use before?
I don't know, man. Like
before, because like loofahs weren't really a thing.
Rub it in your hand.
Until Ironhead Hayward did that commercial. Where he's like, an Ironhead, what's with this thingy?
Bro, you know how long ago that was?
That was like 95.
To give you an idea how long ago that was, Ironhead Hayward is Cam Hayward's father.
Right.
R.I.P. Cam Hayward is now 37. Or maybe, actually, he might be younger, like 33.
And now his little brother's just being a superstar for the Steelers.
Speaking of the Steelers.
I knew I could pivot.
Fuck!
We did all we could.
So our Jets got a better draft pick
Shut
yesterday,
the fuck up,
guys.
You and your goddamn down bad Jets.
Do you remember? I don't know why you're laughing. Like, you spent the entire football season bigging up this team that is god-awful.
He's laughing, right. The Steelers have hope. We have a bright future.
Guys, I
the
don't know what
Jets,
you're
on the
talking
other
about.
hand,
We
you can
are
have all
gonna-
the draft picks you want.
We are going to use our better draft pick to fill in our quarterback position.
Every year.
And that's
you're
the only
like the
thing that we
Browns.
need. And we're cool. You know, Zach Wilson, he's a
Conrad.
little bitch. You know, we don't
Conrad,
need him.
when was the last
Mike
time?
White was great, but, you know,
You should just forget about the Jets.
he's just our journeyman.
At least the Giants have a little bit
When
of hope.
was the last time the
Just
Jets
completely
had a
forget
good
about the
quarterback?
Jets. Joe Namath?
Yeah, probably. Legit. Like, the last time they won a Super Bowl, Joe Namath.
Oh, Mark Sanchez was great.
Shut up.
Mr. Butt Fumble. Go Dolphins! I love my Dolphins.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch the game.
Mad.
What about Vinny Greenhead?
You're so mad.
Shut up. No testes Verdi.
Man, look how mad you are.
The Dolphins stink.
The Steelers are so close.
Honestly, the Dolphins getting in this year is as embarrassing as the Steelers getting in last year. They couldn't be any worse of a team. I couldn't think of a worse team to make it to the playoffs. They're going to get routed.
When they were like healthy,
So are the fucking
They were a
Steelers.
decent team, right? I mean, they got great wide receivers. Tua was looking really great
Until he got
they got
hospitalized.
Yeah, who'd they get for what defensive player?
Bradley
did they trade
Chubb.
for? Chubb, yeah. So I mean, they were looking fine, but a lot of injuries, a lot of things happened. So
Yeah.
Playoffs, baby.
the current state of the Dolphins.
Landon, you
is
can't be
not
happy.
good.
You didn't even watch the game.
I could do whatever I want.
We call that a fair weather
No.
fan.
No,
I've always-
no, we call that the girlfriend of somebody who watches the NFL.
I'm a passenger princess of the Dolphins, and that's okay.
Wow. Embarrassing.
Did he just call himself a princess,
He
though?
did, and
I was
he's
just curious.
He did it on
not-
Twitter as well the other day.
not wrong.
God.
Pretty embarrassing for the referees yesterday. They obviously cheated for the Steelers to be left out of the playoffs. If anybody watched the final drive of the Dolphins, there was some sort of like bullshitty phantom horse collar call that got them into field goal range to kick a 50-yarder and win it. Not this one, but
Well, this one
is
is-
also a bullshit call. Somehow
Yeah.
that was roughing the passer.
Where Deshaun Watson escaped like 3 times. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna let you escape. I'm gonna.
That was literally AKA he hit
I'm
him.
gonna
He tackled him
tackle
too
you.
hard. Did
Yeah.
you see the play in the Giants game where the defender? I think it was they were playing the Colts, I believe. He went to sack the quarterback and like stood him up, and they didn't blow the whistle, and he didn't want to get called for roughing, so he let him go, and they ended up turning into a positive play.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It was insane.
Like, I understand they want to protect the quarterback and they should.
No,
but
it's a joke.
It's
It's becoming a joke. Obviously, everybody knows it's a joke. Flacco's trash. We expected him to do everything he could to blow the Steelers' chances, and he managed to pull that off. God, man, 2 third-string fucking quarterbacks.
Wait.
You're telling me that we couldn't get lucky with a third stringer in there?
Wait, but Flacco did his job.
What? Keeping them to?
A better draft pick, you know? He had to do his
Your
job.
draft.
Why do you
His
keep-
name is not Lovie Smith, you know?
Why do
When
you
he
keep
gets-
saying that? It's literally like the difference between like the 9th and 12th.
Yeah, it's
pick.
not like 1 and 2.
No, but 9th and 12th is 3 different. You get to pick between
Oh, thanks.
3
That's how
different
numbers
teams.
works? That's-
yeah.
wow,
I didn't know if
that's
you knew that, but I had to
incredible.
let you know.
I don't know if you know the
Lovie
history.
Smith obviously doesn't know anything because what in the fuck was he thinking?
I mean, that was, well, whatever. He
The
doesn't.
Texans
He doesn't care. He had no job coming back. The real question is
Agent of Chaos.
the real question is like, why didn't he do a better job of like trying to hide it? Just kick the field goal there, or kick the extra point, and then just let the chips fall as they may in overtime.
I think he was just mad that he was getting fired and he knew it.
Yeah,
And he
actually,
said,
that's true,
Fuck
too.
you guys. There's no reason I should be fired. They have 4 wins, which for that team, honestly, was pretty impressive.
I mean, honestly, them winning that game worked out for the Steelers. They get a better second-round pick now off the Bears.
They have the Bears, yeah.
How's that Claypool trade look now?
It looked great before this.
I mean,
what was the trade? Remind me.
They got a second-round pick, maybe a second and a third, but at least the second-round pick off the Bears for Claypool, who had, I don't know, 200 yards for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
just like mid.
No,
below mid.
Way below mid.
Kind of cringe.
He's turning into a very, very substantial bust.
Why? What happened?
I don't know, man. I think he's so disgustingly talented.
He still has a chance.
You just say that about
Justin Fields is really good.
No. He's a ridiculous talent. He's not George Pickens talented.
What about Deontay Johnson?
Listen, who was I watching yesterday? It was maybe the CBS pregame show, and they were talking about how talented the Steelers wide receiver core was, and they called Johnson an emphatic one. They were just like, he's a clear number one. They just re-signed him.
Pickens is emerging. I mean, you can if you just watch the game, you can just see the Pickens.
Well, they also
is the better talent.
Yeah, they just play different roles. Right. Also.
Yeah. Pickens makes amazing catches, and Deontay Johnson just drops everything.
I don't like this Deontay slander.
He's such a typical fucking yinzer, man.
I love it because I'm sorry, I'm watching the game, dude. The guy stinks.
It's like 10 minutes into the game, and all I see in the group chat is fucking Johnson, fucking Deontay.
It's so frustrating to watch. He just I know he's talented.
All right, I think the Steelers should take Brian Lamanna and put him out there.
It's such a joke. He gets a ball
put the tortoise out there.
He catches a ball and gets it stripped from behind, and it ends up being an incomplete pass. And Lamanna goes, "Another fucking drop for Johnson."
No, it was a drop.
It's not a drop.
He had 3 drops in the first half.
When you have so many drops previously, that counts as a drop.
Yeah, exactly. Right. When you're the guy who drops balls all the time, you better fucking secure it or it's a drop.
Like if it was somebody that Pickens, since he catches everything.
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, he cannot drop a ball. It's just not feasible.
Can we at least talk about how great George Pickett to Pickens is going to be a thing for a long time, and I'm here for it.
Brian, what if the balls was hot?
The balls were probably real hot.
Honestly, there's so much upside to look for. So Najee very quietly rushed for 1,000 yards again.
His second half. Listen, he was
second half was incredible.
Listen, it was clear he was injured. Right, the dude was definitely injured. He got a bye week to get healthy, and he just looked like a completely different person in the second half.
I also think the offensive line looked significantly better.
Way better, right?
Half.
They're young, and we're getting better throughout the whole year.
And you could talk as much shit as you want on Deontay, but he was 120 yards shy of 1,000 yards receiving once again. Obviously didn't get in the end zone. That's a problem. But again, rookie quarterback only threw for 2,400 yards. So imagine that.
0 touchdowns?
He had 0 touchdowns.
Oh my God, this guy stinks.
He got a 2-point conversion yesterday.
To be fair, he got very few red zone looks, and I think that's going to continue to be the case with Freiermuth hogging a lot of those looks. Yeah, Pickens obviously being the guy they're going to throw fades to.
The Steelers' passing game was kind of in shambles for the majority of the season. They had, I think, 11 total passing touchdowns for the year, and that was dead last. So it's just when there's not very many touchdown passes, there's not a lot to go around.
There's just not a lot of points.
It's very easy for someone to just not get one.
I mean, so we're going to the playoffs. Who are we picking? Who do we like for the Super Bowl?
Are the Steelers still an option?
No, the Steelers are not an option. Pick your team.
The Bills got so fucking lucky, man.
Yo, actually, time out. You want to talk about fucking bad reffing? There was a bunch of shit in that Bills fucking Patriots game that was absolutely absurd in the Bills' favor.
How absurd could it be? I mean, in all honesty, the Patriots didn't stand a fucking chance.
I'll show you after. It was they didn't stand a chance. But
there was
some wild
one passing interference call that didn't get called. Who gives a shit?
Miami Dolphins.
I hate you.
Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins aren't
Miami Dolphins number 1.
I think there's 5 teams that have a chance.
Miami,
right? So Bills. On the AFC side, it's Bills, Bengals, and the Chiefs, obviously. And then over on the NFC side, I think the Niners,
Eagles,
and the Eagles. I think everybody else.
You think Vikings are dead?
Vikings are dead.
They lose first game to Giants.
Listen, the Cowboys suck. I don't care what people say. They're just awful.
Honestly,
they're so good. They're like the best.
Honestly, I think the entire NFC.
I think the good team.
I think the entire NFC sucks.
Paper champ.
I don't. I think the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are a legit team.
Good, and I think the Niners are legit good too.
The Niners are legit solid.
The system is great.
The Niners are legit solid.
Defense is so good.
But they have a third string quarterback who's
but he's fine. He's playing great.
Fine.
He's playing great because he has amazing. They have fucking McCaffrey, and they have Debo, and they have Ayuk, and they have Kittle. Like,
have you seen the stats for those guys this year?
Yeah, they're good.
No, Ayuk is up. Everybody else way down.
Kittle is crushing it.
Not by years past.
Well,
And don't get me wrong. Like, there aren't enough balls to go around to everybody, of course. But it's also a very systematic West Coast offense where it's just don't play to not lose the game. And that's fine, especially when you have a good defense.
Yeah.
And it's also fine when you're in the NFC. They easily can come out of the NFC.
That sounds like Steelers football.
No.
Why not?
We play to ensure that they have a chance to beat us on the final drive every single time.
But we also have a chance to win on the final drive.
Right. No, they definitely have a chance to come out of the NFC, but like they don't stack up against the Chiefs, the Bengals, or the Bills, in my opinion.
So I mean, I kind of agree with you there.
Even the Eagles, maybe.
I think, but like getting to the Super Bowl, anything can happen. It's one game.
Sure.
So that's why I give that side a chance. Obviously, I do think all the majority of the talent and the best teams are in the AFC.
For what it's worth, I think it's just the difference as well of at the quarterback position. Like, I think if you have a healthy Jimmy G or Trevor Lawrence, they suddenly become the front runners of the NFC.
Trevor Lawrence.
Or not Trevor Lawrence. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
Give them Trevor Lawrence. Give them Trevor Lawrence.
Hey,
I think they have legit shit.
Playing really well too.
I'm high on the Jaguars.
You mean Landon if he was on roids?
Listen, just wait till the end of the year, and we'll see if I need roids or not to look like Trevor Lawrence.
We don't know if sorry, we were talking about Trevor Lawrence and what?
Trey Lance.
Oh, we don't know if Trey Lance is good yet, really.
But he has so much talent surrounding him.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be
People are
so
talking
hard to be
about
bad.
trading Trey Lance and keeping Purdy as the guy.
Just because he fits in so well.
He fits in very well there.
Yeah.
He's obviously playing really well, and like you can get a lot for Trey Lance.
Did you imagine that?
Yeah.
He's just Mr. Irrelevant, just comes in and steals the guy that they traded up for his fucking job.
Then imagine he's a bust and Trey Lance just goes on to be a superstar and they just look like idiots.
I mean, so I'm going with the Bengals to win it all.
Ooh, Michelle will be happy.
Yeah.
You saw that thing that happened with Joe Burrow where they asked him about like the Bengals window of winning, and then he just responded with, "My whole career is that window." Pretty based.
Yeah.
Man, it is pretty wild. Like, looking at Purdy's stats, they kind of, in my opinion, look a little bit misleading. So he has 13 touchdowns, which is like 13 touchdowns to 4 picks is just like, wow.
He throws 2 a game.
That's that's Russell Wilson's full season stats.
That's his house plus one when it comes to bathrooms.
Did bathrooms win?
The guy played 4 games or something.
No, bathrooms tied.
Wow.
So like that looks so incredible on its face, right? He's played 9 games, but he's only thrown for 1,375 yards. So it's like he's doing all of this, averaging like 130 yards a game.
Yeah, these are Alex Smith stats.
Which is
these
great.
are even sub Alex Smith when it comes to being able to navigate that. So it's, but I mean, you know, to Brian's point, it's like they do have an incredible defense and a 2-headed rushing attack with McCaffrey and then the ability to like work Debo in there. But yeah, I
got
don't know.
Elijah Mitchell back too.
Yeah, they have.
He's a nice
fucking
1-2 punch with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They have an absurd.
Yeah. They just have a lot of
weapons.
talent on that team.
Yeah, honestly,
I just think it's a little overreactionary to say like Purdy's going to be our guy moving forward.
I'm not saying he is, but I can see a future where he is.
Oh,
I'm going to go Bengals 49ers for the Super Bowl.
I mean, I was looking at.
You just need to win your bet.
No,
That's fucking clown shit.
Yes, forgot about that.
I mean, I have to root Chiefs so that I can.
The bet was remind everyone what the bet is again.
He bet me that Joe Burrows will make more Super Bowls.
Burrows.
He does this with people with
Burrow's
he
his
has an
fucking head.
S. Yeah, Joe Burrow.
He bet me that Joe Burrow would make more Super Bowls in the next 10 years than Patrick Mahomes.
That bum ass Patrick Mahomes.
Honestly,
I'll tell you what, it's a lot closer now than I think when he made the bet.
It might just be a complete wash because Pickett and fucking Trevor Lawrence are going to be making Super Bowls for decades to come.
Wait a minute. Can I just quickly preface the Brock Purdy stuff? Average QBR like in the league is obviously 50, and like his QBR is 65.6.
Yeah.
He's playing good.
Yeah.
No, yeah. For sure, he's playing good.
He's got good football.
It's just
He's the Alex
When you
Smith
throw a
of
bunch of touchdowns
2023.
and you don't have a lot of interceptions.
I would just be hesitant to, in my opinion, downgrade talent at the quarterback position based off the fact that you have one of the best offensive lines, one of the best running backs in the game, one of the best defense. You have all these parts in order that aren't necessarily going to stay intact for the next 8 to 10 years, right? But you do potentially have a very young talent at quarterback who will be able to help you overcome in situations of need, like say the offensive line ages out or you can't hold on to McCaffrey, whatever the case may be, right? Like I'm hesitant to lose that especially when you have him on a rookie deal.
So what do you think happens next year, I guess, regarding season stuff if, call it, 49ers do make Super Bowl with Purdy at the helm?
Well, Jimmy G's free agent, so he's going to go somewhere else.
Dolphins?
He has to be gone.
Maybe.
What do you mean the Dolphins?
Not
Don't you have
Dolphins,
Tua?
they have
What the
Tua.
fuck is you fake ass fan? Get out of here.
Easy, guys.
The man
we
gets
don't
hurt.
know the health of Tua.
Literally.
He's dealing with a lot
He's
of
like a concussion away from
stuff,
actually dying.
reoccurring symptoms. So it's not a good situation. So yeah, I mean that's legit. Raiders maybe.
Well, to
Raiders
be
need a quarterback, so.
Jets.
Daniels, I believe, came out and said either last week or the week before that Tua didn't get pulled from the game because of concussion symptoms. It was just cautionary.
No, he was having symptoms in watching film. Like he was forgetting like the plays. He's like, I don't remember that play. I don't remember. And then the medical team stepped in and was like, oh, we got to put you back in the concussion protocol because you're having like symptoms.
Okay,
again.
so he was making, or he must have been clarifying that it wasn't happening on the field.
Right, correct.
Right. Okay. It sounds like a Sidney Crosby thing. Like, I don't know if you recall, but it might have been the 2016 or 15 season.
Maybe even earlier than that.
It might have been early. Crosby missed like 60 or 70 games, like half a season with concussion.
Yeah, it was just like he just kept having symptoms.
I couldn't imagine like hockey players. They must go through this a lot. Like,
No, actually, not at all.
They don't get hit in the head much.
When it comes to like violence, like hockey's not as high up as you would think for a contact sport.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Because like
they get checked in the.
you're not putting shoulders into helmets.
Right.
You're putting like hockey sticks into chest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you lose teeth.
Different. Yeah.
You lose teeth, but you keep your scruples.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I like a feel good story, so
Dolphins.
No, that's not a feel good. Obviously the Bills is the feel good story. I would love to just see the Bills just run away with it.
So mad.
Bills Mafia, just what?
Matt's so mad that the Dolphins are in the playoffs.
No, I mean, it's like
You're mauling.
seriously, how crazy was that they run the kickoff back, the opening kickoff?
How about the one that they run back fucking 40 minutes later?
I know.
My
God.
God.
Just to open the game with just like, you know how hard it is to run a kickoff back, no flags.
Devin
like,
Hester.
Was it rigged? Was it not rigged? I don't think it was rigged. It's just one of those incredible moments.
What's poppin',
If you don't mind me asking, how much is your bet that you're sweating?
I think 1,000.
Ooh.
Sure. I thought it was 100, but like we can 10x anytime you want.
We have a couple bets like between 100 and 1,000. I don't know which one's
It's
which.
like the tab. It's a mystery.
Actually, the tab I have an exact number.
An exact number. I can't wait.
I have an exact number for that.
The run
best
good must
part
be
the
run good must be real because I recently just won a bet as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What'd you bet?
I mean,
What'd you bet on?
he did.
Possible, mate.
$50. I'll take
Javonte
$50
Davis
on
bet.
it getting demonetized. Booked.
Okay.
Shaking
good.
his head. Okay.
All right, we're booked.
All right. $50.
Wow.
That'll cost-
Nice
Shit,
free
baby.
money you got there, Henry.
I love the freelance. $50.
Wait. So you changed it? He's the worst prop better in here now?
No. I'm 1-1, so I'm still not running great.
Okay.
Wait, so what was the bet?
Definitely
It was
not
something about
the
getting
That we would get
demonetized.
demonetized because he showed a poker star's hand.
And we didn't.
But he was sharp. He went around he went right around the bush a little bit and showed a Doug Polk showed a Doug Polk video that happened to have a poker star's hand in it.
Nice.
Wow,
nice.
Henry, he got you.
Yeah, he got your ass.
Guapo, you also won with Gervonta Davis at minus 1,400.
Yeah,
He was
that's
minus
right.
1,400?
Yeah, only.
He needed a win. Guapo needed a W.
Yo, do we actually, I guess this is to talk about later, the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I wonder if this kid Ryan is.
He's got a chance.
Okay.
Well, while we're handicapping fights, did you guys happen to see that MJ Gonzales is once again being given free money from his friend Bill Perkins?
My
Amazing.
God.
Like, how is this a thing? I mean,
Does anybody want to do this with me?
I just want to know how rich Perkins is, because I understand he wants to die with zero, and I know that he wants to make his friends a little bit better off, but like, what the sheer mechanics of boxing.
He literally could have picked any other combat sport, and
That's incredible.
Like, had a chance.
Perkins would have had a chance. He chooses the one sport that, like, he's just drawing dead.
I mean, it's like footwork is a significant part of training for boxing, no?
Isn't it everything in boxing?
The thing is like there isn't even much of a weight. It's not like he outweighs MJ by like 60% or anything. He has a size advantage that he's now cut in half.
Puts a new meaning to punching down, doesn't it?
And imagine Landon bet this guy.
how
did you get fucked so bad, bro? This guy takes a bath in prop bets, and somehow he just fucking. You're the only person. Youthful exuberance, I guess.
You live and you learn.
MJ got this man to box him from his knees for money. Not just for fun, for money.
And it's going to be a significant amount.
What are the terms?
Well,
MJ's laying 3-1.
Okay.
I think he listed at 5'9", 175.
5'10",
He's 5'10",
171.
Okay.
And Perkins is 6'1", 185.
Okay, so
Why
now
is it 185 pounds question mark? How do we not know these
Yo,
stats?
MJ might just win this fight, both of them standing.
I mean, I feel like Perkins should be allowed to hit him in the nuts.
Yeah.
That
There's
should
no
just
below
be
the belt rule.
Yeah, that should just be like part of it, right? Where the fuck is he aiming?
I don't know. I'd have a steel cup on, though, if I was MJ.
I'm just saying, like, if okay, so he's on his knees, right? He has to punch up to get to the torso, and he has zero shot of hitting MJ in the face.
Right.
Like, literally not even feasible.
Right.
Okay? So, what, he's quad punching?
Yeah.
Nah, listen, man.
He's trying to dead leg his ass?
Body shots are deadly.
Yeah,
but you can't reach
body
it.
shots are
Yes,
like...
you can.
No,
he's 6'1". He's got like a 2-inch height advantage on MJ.
Not when MJ's coming down on him, though.
He's dropping
Also-
like 12
Right, that's
inches
even
at
better.
least.
So if MJ's like shooting down, like you have such easy access to like these parts here.
Wait, Henry.
Dude, get some footage up of knockouts from body shots from
Henry.
like boxing championship.
no, this is
Berkey,
close.
have you stepped in a ring before?
No, this
He
has
can't
you
get
don't
power
understand.
to
He
do
can't
this.
close the gap between the two of them. He's
on
on
his
his
knees.
fucking knees.
Henry, how can you have
You know what,
leverage?
Henry?
How can you throw a good body shot when you're on your knees? So there's so much torque coming from your hips,
Hold
from
on,
your
hold
torso.
on,
when
hold
you
on.
go to
Henry,
punch.
you're 6'1", right?
I'm 6'4".
You're 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
Okay.
If you want to fight me on your knees, I'll give you 3-1, and you let me know about these body shots.
Have you been in a fight before?
I've been in fights before, but I've never been like in a professional
He's
fight.
scrappy. He's scrappy.
I'm just saying, like, there's so much logistically negative here for Perkins. Like, I don't disagree that body shots can be lethal, but like, in order to throw a body shot, usually you have to get toe to toe.
You have to be able
or
to
in this instance,
throw,
knee to toe,
right?
with
'Cause, like,
someone.
You're only going to get so many power shots off when you're on your knees.
Well, the problem
Correct.
is like
Before you get knocked the fuck out.
You just
Correct.
might not get any because MJ doesn't ever have to get toe to toe with him.
Yes.
This
This
fight's
is the
gonna
other
last.
part.
This fight's gonna last 15 seconds.
One person can legitimately stick and move, while the other one is a stick in the fucking mud.
He's playing T-ball. It's T-ball. The
Yeah.
guy can't move, and like he can still hit him in the head.
Did you ever see those inflatable I don't know what to call them other than punching bags, but they were like little clowns. They were clowns, and you blow them up, and they had sand weighted in the bottom. So you
punch
pop them, and they pop back up.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Perkins. He's just gonna be bending backwards, coming back up, bending backwards, coming back up.
I wonder what the the rules are here. Like, is it knockout? Like, what? It can't be knockout, right? Because or knocked down because like.
Yeah, how does he get knocked down?
He's gonna get knocked down quite easily, actually.
Do we think this is actually gonna happen? Do you think Perkins is gonna be like, okay, wait, this is not?
No, like that's true, but like Conrad's right. Like there's legit.
How do you score it?
There's a legit likelihood that Perkins throws punches, misses, and then falls face forward into the canvas. Is that a knockout?
Because he has to use everything in him.
Right.
So
he's just gonna go like that, and he's just gonna take one step back.
Yeah, that's it. How does he ever even land a punch? Like, the better bet here is, does Perkins even land a punch?
Right.
It almost seems like it would be embarrassing to get punched by a man who's on his knees and can't move forward.
I just want to know if it's possible to be spectated because I want to watch. Oh my God.
I'm in for this.
Imagine Perkins.
There's money on this.
Imagine he just knows something we don't, and he just wins.
Wins.
What does he know?
I don't think he knows
What
anything
does
anybody
he
doesn't
know?
know.
Imagine that he only got laid 3-1.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine a scenario where that happened. That would be...
it's stealing enough that this bet's taking place, but the fact that Perkins is somehow betting that he has a 25% chance to win is so crazy.
I saw a tweet that well, Papa has this one up. But I saw a tweet earlier today basically saying if I could like guarantee this can't be fixed, I would put my net worth on it.
Yeah, of course.
It just doesn't make sense.
This might be a better price than Mayweather versus McGregor. Yeah. Where the entire poker community just went like honestly, if Perkins really wants to break the entire community, he should just accept like or like somehow he should create a market and then throw the fucking match. Or not throw have MJ throw the match.
Yeah.
He would literally
wreck everybody.
He would break the community.
Yeah, just take like all the action because I promise you could probably get like 1 million.
Guys, the
You think
2023
WSOP is
$100 million.
way more than fucking
100
million.
million maybe. You just might be able to get like the entire poker community to take 3-1 on this one. Max Silver had a funny follow-up. He said something to the effect of, wait, where is it? There it is. Let's see.
He said we're going to fight to the death.
Okay, so I have a new prop for Bill Perkins. We're going to fight to the death. I have access to a machine gun, and Bill's allowed to say mean things, but nothing questioning my masculinity, weight, poker prowess, or the fact that I wear glasses. I'm risking $3K versus $150K. Which side do you like?
Thumbs up, pretty well.
That's a fucking good
At
one.
least he's giving him a better price. God, at least he's giving him 50-1.
He has access to a machine gun, but does the machine gun have bullets?
Doesn't matter.
I don't
Honestly, would it even matter?
You just get the hold
like,
one.
Yeah, just getting the hold
No,
one.
you can have a machine gun, but you need to be on your knees.
Max is risking the 3K.
He's
getting laid
50-1.
50-1. Fair. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Max is a sharp, remember.
That's very fair.
I mean, this is all just amazing.
It's fun.
I don't even know what to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, we only have one day to talk about this. So real quick, and I'm not talking to any of you because you guys don't watch college football, except for LaManna.
I don't really watch it either.
Oh, whatever, forget you all.
Penn State won the Rose Bowl, man. They did. What do we care?
We have
Nothing else
Georgia,
matters.
the defending champions, facing off against the Cinderella TCU.
Yeah, you were talking shit on TCU.
I was.
Oh, they suck. I don't even want them in
They
there.
came
Why
out
are
and
they
they
even in the
fucking,
playoffs?
they thrashed Michigan.
There you go.
They ruined them. I don't know what to think.
Sorry, Corey.
I wonder if TCU can pull out another one. Like, don't get me wrong, Georgia
Probably not.
Georgia has an NFL team. Like, their quarterback is just he's going to be a high draft pick. Like, they're just good. But they're giving up 12.5 points.
Georgia literally has all of the dogs in them.
They do.
They have all of the dogs.
They
like,
are
not
the
just
dogs.
one dog.
Yeah.
All the dogs.
But, you know, TCU showing that they have that dog.
They got
in
that
them.
frog.
They got that dog.
It's that dog versus that frog.
They
Got that frog.
frog in 'em.
Hypno-toad, baby. Hypno-toad versus the dogs. I like Georgia, though. They got them dogs in them, not the frogs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like I would have to go Georgia. I watched Georgia fucking absolutely trash
Safe bets on
Michigan last
Georgia.
year. And they just looked like a bunch of grown-ass
I mean,
men.
in this situation, Georgia is MJ and TCU is Perkins.
Yeah, I would go Georgia too.
We'll
I think.
see. You never know.
I'm rooting for TCU.
I'm rooting for TCU as well.
Oh, yeah, underdog story.
They had a great hype video back in 2012 for the baseball team.
Oh, your ringtone.
Yeah.
that was TCU.
Welcome to the grind.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you
so
love that.
fucking good, man. Every World Series I listened to it. Rise and shine. 6 a.m. Oh, it's so good, man. Nobody gets it, but everybody should Google it.
You're supposed to do the full.
Oh, I can do the whole thing.
No, please.
Whatever. I'm not gonna do it. I could do it.
You know what I want to see them bring back when it comes to NFL?
What's that?
Is the Pick Me Reebok adverts that they used to do, like way back in 2007.
Oh, I remember those.
I don't.
Dude, like, as someone from a place that doesn't have American football, I remember as a kid
in
being
this
like
line
12.
of work, you need strength.
Yeah, these guys, it's so sick. It's just a great advert as well.
Oh my God, this
Do
one's
you
so
remember?
funny.
You don't see these?
I don't think I've ever seen this.
No.
What do you think? Are we rolling the dice on?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
$50.
Gamble.
As well as instincts. Put it right here. Gotcha. Check this out. Ready? Go!
Oh, come on.
Fuck, did we just watch?
Dude, this is like nothing compared. Like, you have to watch I'll show it to you later. You can watch the entire thing. But imagine being like a 10-year-old trying to figure out what sport you want to pursue. Like, you're gonna sign up for American football, man.
Happening here.
Kevin, don't do that, man. Come on.
I got this.
Screw up your hand, man.
Turn it up.
Turn it up. It's gonna crush you. No way, Kevin. Are you crazy?
Maybe. Do it. Come on, man.
Stop the bullshit.
Maybe I'm something else. This is fake as fuck,
We
but I
would
love it.
We would have won a Super Bowl if he was on our team like that.
So these guys were legit American footballers, right?
Yeah, but like that's not legit what he just did.
That's not a thing.
Like, you want to put ODB or Odo Beckham in there and say that happened? All right, maybe I'll buy it. But
Yeah.
Kevin Boss isn't doing that.
The memes are eternal though. There's so many good ones like throwing footballs. It's great. I've seen all of them.
Was that? Maybe I did see one of them. Is that is that the commercial series where I can't remember what the quarterback was, but he threw it out of the stadium?
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know. Maybe.
It was Michael Vick, wasn't it?
I thought it was Michael Vick too.
There was one where like he puts it in the machine like a gun, and then runs. He runs.
Okay, come on. Let's stop the nonsense.
Wait, you guys want to go try this?
Yeah, let's do it in the parking lot.
There was one where it was literally what they basically took that line from Napoleon Dynamite. Okay, yeah, here it is. Or wait, no, is this it? This isn't it.
No, this isn't it.
But they basically took the line from Napoleon Dynamite where he's talking about like throwing the football over the mountains or whatever, and he's just in the stadium and he just hucks.
Oh, that's San Antonio Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had an Andre
Okay,
Johnson.
that one I'll believe.
They had an Andre Johnson one where he puts the ball in like a gun at the start of the end zone and then runs and then goes to catch it and it's like pick me.
Yeah.
They're all very good.
It's in that commercial, yeah.
I mean, these are fake, but they're dope.
Yeah, they're fake.
I will say they're pretty dope.
But did you think they were real?
Well, dude, I was like 12. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I bet. Like,
You're-
he's a professional sportsman.
It's like just putting his hand through the wooden board.
Well,
The wooden board one was pretty sick.
I'd expect there are people out there that are strong enough to do that.
Yeah, maybe.
I expect there aren't.
Oh, this one's so good.
not putting the hand through,
blindfolded.
but like putting the hand through and catching the ball sight unseen. That seems
right.
unlikely.
This one, he's just blindfolded and knows to move perfectly.
At least their hand is going to be a little bit bloody, okay? That's all I know.
A little bit.
What, through
Little
plasterboard?
It was just drywall.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it?
Guys, come
I
on.
thought it was particle board.
Oh, no, it was probably just drywall. I'm thinking
drywall.
about the
Yeah,
other
if
one.
it-
I'm
if
thinking about the
It was
second one.
It was drywall.
Yeah, drywall you
you're
can definitely put through.
Let him cook.
him
Let
cook.
Henry,
Yo,
let Henry dream.
Yo, time out. Talking about letting people cook. Have we been like holding down Russell Wilson all year and it was really just Nathaniel Hackett?
What are you talking about?
He won a game.
Oh. Wait,
did.
who?
They beat
Russell
the
Wilson?
Chargers.
Russell Wilson, they beat the Chargers yesterday.
I mean, so what?
I mean, was it Nathaniel Hackett? Are we making fun of the wrong person?
No, this
Just
guy stinks.
Hackett couldn't hack it?
No, what are you talking about, man? I saw as they took the lead yesterday over the Chargers. Russell Wilson was like going down the bench and dapping everybody up, like true I love you guys type spirit, like getting in there, like getting forehead to forehead with them. And then he came up on the last guy on the bench. I don't know who he was, but he wasn't having any of it. Russell like went in and it was just like gives him the fist, like get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't think we heard the last of Russell. I think Russell's going to.
How could you? He's Mr. Unlimited.
He is unlimited, but I don't think he's going. I don't think he's as bad as what we saw this year.
How could he be? They just signed him to a $100 million deal, and he was trash.
I mean, it's I think the organization maybe is trash, or not the organization itself, but like everything surrounding him was not good either. I don't think it's. I don't think it's a Russell Wilson problem.
I don't know, man.
Do you really
think that Broncos team was that much worse than the Seattle team that snuck in the playoffs?
Hold on, the Broncos have a very good team. Like they are.
Well,
they have
good defense.
Really.
They have a good defense, but look at their offense. They have Jerry Jeudy. They have who's their running back?
Sutton's good. Well, that's the thing. Who is their running back?
No, what's his name? He got hurt. He's really good, and then he got hurt. Oh my God. His name's escaping me. Please help me.
Please.
Well, they had Melvin Gordon, who they released.
No, he was like the secondary to.
No, I understand.
They're young,
but they had like an entire running back by committee to start the season. Gordon was a part of it.
They had Latavius Murray running yesterday. They also have Chase Edmonds on their team.
Right, but all these guys were. That's what I'm saying. Like, who is their running back? So
they have
a bunch of former starters.
No, they have a legit young star who got hurt.
Yes, of course. But I'm saying that he was sharing touches.
Javonte Williams.
Right. Thank you.
He was sharing touches with all of these other guys who were like journeymen, right? So Chase Edmonds was the number one in Arizona just last year.
He probably actually got picked up mid-year. Actually,
he did. Yeah. Did he spend some time with the Dolphins?
Yeah, I want to say he did.
Chase Edmonds is on the Dolphins now, right?
No, he's
on the Broncos.
Yeah, so I think he got cut in mid-year or something like that, and then got picked up by the Broncos.
Right, so he lost his job. He lost his job to Connor in Arizona, and then just like. It's so weird to see how running backs devolve in this industry.
It goes so fast.
Like literally a season and a half ago. I mean, when Arizona got Connor, it was just like, oh, they're only doing this because he's a steal at this price.
Right.
Like Chase Edmonds is going to be the feature back there.
Now
he's their stud. He's gone.
And David Johnson was a monster.
I mean, that was basically half a decade ago. You might as well forget about him. He's
right.
dead.
The running back shelf life is very low.
David Johnson's like 29 and out of the league.
Yeah. These guys take such their bodies just take such brutal hits and like so much damage to their bodies like throughout the years. So like shelf life, right?
The shelf life of them being a star is low, but being journeyman, like we see guys like Latavius Murray. He's been on 8 fucking teams now. Yeah. He's still getting carries. Yeah. He's still getting the job done.
Right. Put up 100 yards yesterday.
Look at Zeke, right? Like Zeke is
Zeke's shouldn't be in that category, really.
But he was.
He was. I mean, you could say that about a lot of guys. Gurley.
The only guy that's not is David Henry. He's the only one that stayed.
For now. Derrick Henry's not even that old. What is he, 26?
Yeah, he's young.
Youngish, 25
he
maybe.
Is a fucking animal, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast.
It's absurd.
How is he so big, so strong, and so fast?
Obviously, like when you have a guy like Derrick Henry,
it's like one outlier, right? There's just the one guy.
They give him 30 carries a game, and
or a guy like Najee.
But he's young.
Najee's young, and Najee's a beast.
Najee's a body type like Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah.
It was so good.
A little bit smaller, but that type of power.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think him to match fucking Derrick Henry.
It's tough. Did you see what he did to? Was it Myles Garrett yesterday, where he got hung up in the backfield and just bodied him to the ground?
Was it Myles Garrett? Because that's
probably wasn't Myles Garrett. That guy's that's a big guy.
Yeah.
I did see him throw a lot of people to the ground.
I'm fairly certain it was Myles Garrett just because like that they were making a big deal about it, but it turned into like a plus 1 yard run, but it didn't matter.
Right.
Like he stiff armed this man through the fucking pavement. It was incredible.
Najee has a very nasty stiff arm.
Very,
that's why he wins
very
angry
violent
runs
runner
all
through
the
through the drywall. Yeah.
Yeah, very violent runner to say the least. I missed my cue with the let him cook because Conrad stepped all over it for Russell Wilson. Why were we letting Russell Wilson cook? What's the reference here?
Because he won a game.
They
won
a game yesterday, and they won a game against a decent team.
Well, they win games, man. And
no, they don't.
Any given Sunday.
It's not called the Chargers. They're fucking one and done here in the playoffs. They snuck in by the skin of their teeth.
Chargers are in the playoffs?
Who are they playing?
They are.
They're the 5. They play
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I want Chargers.
They're for sure one and
Can
done.
somebody please tell me why the
I don't know
fuck
about that.
Tom
Herbert's
Brady's
really
in the
good.
playoffs this year?
Same reason that the Seahawks are in. Same reason that
Seahawks deserve it.
No, they don't.
Tom Brady and them do not
They
deserve
stink.
it.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Deserve is a very loaded word.
The Buccaneers are in because everybody in that division.
Yeah, same reason.
stinks.
Same
they
reason
won
the
the division.
Jaguars. Same
They
reason.
won a
of
division.
course.
Yeah, they won a division with a
yeah.
losing
How do you
record.
think the Jaguars got
God.
in?
Yeah, I mean Jaguars was like 9-8, right? 9-7.
Oh yeah, 9 and 8.
9-7.
9 and 8.
Okay.
9 and 8.
Jaguar.
And the Titans had a chance to get in at 8 and 9.
Yeah.
If they had won.
But they didn't.
Pretty
Right.
sick.
But I'm
pretty
just
sick.
saying, like, there are some down bad conferences, specifically the South in both sides of the league.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't like that.
That's why we need the relegation system.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I should have interrupted you when you said let them cook is what are we going to do about this egg shortage? Because our breakfast is in danger.
I know.
Eggs.
You keep giving them money.
I don't know if you've seen this.
Eggs are going through the roof.
Through the fucking roof. And
If
they're
you hoarded eggs, you could be fucking rich now. You should have eggs to the moon.
I mean, they're not currency. They do expire. But not only are they going up in cost, and by the way, I think this is on the low end because I'm pretty sure we're paying more than $3.50 a dozen right now. Costco is limiting the amount of eggs that you can buy.
To how much do we know?
I think we're getting restricted to 5 dozen at a time, which I don't know if you know anything about Landon and I's egg habit. Actually, I think, Guabo, you have a picture of Landon and I prepping breakfast the other day.
No, on second thought soon.
Good reminder that I forgot to plug on second thought. So this is Landon and I's breakfast. We chopped this down the middle. The cherry tomatoes are actually all for him. So I took a little bit extra of the meat. He took the veggies or fruits, I guess.
That looks so good.
That is not far off from how many eggs him and I consume in a day. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a dozen each?
I eat eight a day.
8 a day?
I eat at least. Well, at breakfast I had 6, and I eat more during the day too.
What eggs?
Well, what it is a lot of fucking money, and we can't afford it.
Nope.
Well,
And I don't know why, but I looked it up, and apparently there is the avian flu, or bird flu, if you will, is really attacking the chickens extra hard this year. So that seems to be an issue with egg laying.
sounds like coke.
I guess. I think the other thing is that maybe people are starting to understand that eggs are the superfood. It's just like
they've been saying since 1970.
well, sort of.
maybe
there was
we
a
should-
war against eggs for like 2 decades.
Maybe we should go to East Rutherford because the Jets laid an egg yesterday.
Oh, these motherfuckers, man.
I don't know. We did exactly what we wanted.
9 points. You can't beat a
This
team.
entire show is going to be about.
You can't beat a team that only scores 9 points.
Quite honestly, if they only
scored
scored,
11.
yeah, they
They
scored
scored
11. If they only scored 9, we would
Wait.
have
There
thought
was a
about beating
safety
them.
on the last play of the game. when
That
they were
doesn't
throwing the
fucking
ball.
matter. Nobody gives a
it,
shit.
It matters for anybody that bet fucking Jets plus 3.5.
Oh, God damn.
Anybody who bet Jets plus 3.5 is an idiot.
I took
Goddamn
Dolphins,
idiot.
baby. Woo.
Shut up.
I
These
love
victory
my-
laps by people who are so goddamn down bad.
Cut his mic.
No, wait a minute. I'm
This kid's
still-
doing a victory lap having watched exactly 0 Dolphins football this year.
Wait a minute.
This idiot's over here laughing in the mic when I had to listen for 7 weeks about how the Jets were the best team in the NFL.
Well, they are, just not quarterback.
They suck, man.
You just wait till next year when we find a fucking.
They don't have a wideout. They don't have a running back. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a line. They don't
What
have a
did you
defensive
just
line.
say?
You heard what I fucking
We
said.
have the best fucking wideout in the league.
The best of everything.
Yes, we have the best running back in the league.
You sound like
You
Trump.
don't.
Brees Hall is the best, and you just give him one more year till he gets
Shut
back.
the fuck up,
Wait,
Conrad.
Can you
Hurt
please
bad.
go back to the war on eggs? I did not know about this.
Yeah, there was specifically in the Reagan administration, whenever like the food pyramid got hyper popularized, whatever his movement was
Right.
with
Cereal
doing
is
that.
very good for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like it was the inverse, but there was a huge war on fat in particular. So
Really?
Cholesterol, too.
It was rooted in cholesterol. So like eating animal products, eating high-fat foods was thought to lead to cardiovascular disease. So basically anything that was high in cholesterol, i.e. eggs, was deemed like inedible. And it's when they came up with like egg beaters and like just it was what really propagated.
There was some weird thing where it was
egg
like
whites.
You're allotted I think the government said 2 to 3 eggs a week.
A week. Insanity.
Imagine.
I like how they have cereal at the bottom. Like you can just start eating Lucky Charms.
Right. That was the thing. It was like sugar was just like, I mean, obviously
carbs.
We could do a whole episode on this, but like the Food and Drug Administration is so heavily in bed with the fucking
the grain,
the grain industry, the corn industry, the agriculture industry, and more importantly, like major conglomerate food companies like Kraft.
Death by Food Pyramid or Death to Food?
Death by the Food Pyramid by Denise Manger.
Yes.
I mean, wasn't this was kind of around the time when like Arnold was like peak Arnold, right? And like bodybuilders looked absolutely jacked, just like drinking raw eggs, having egg shakes with raw milk, and looking like absolute legends. And then everyone else saying that they're gonna die while they're eating their cereal and sitting on the couch.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up.
Sounds about right. The war on eggs in 5 seconds.
I mean, this is one of those. This is one of those instances where it's like government intervention is just such a net negative because they're not doing it in good faith.
Right, bad faith.
Like it would be actually great if they
did all the research and took exactly what to eat.
If they took nutritionists, if they hired actual people who knew what the fuck they were talking about instead of like,
lobbyists for the agricultural
people who were willing to be patsies for the government and stuff. Long rant there that maybe one day we'll dedicate a show to. If you haven't already, be sure to check out On Second Thought. This is the sister show to Poker Out Loud. So episode 1 came out today on S4Y.io. We're going to give you a little bit of a preview as we dig into a hand between K-Rab and Michael Acevedo, where they each flop a set in a 4-bet pot. One of the most non-intuitive ways to increase win rate through study is to spend some time thoroughly examining 3 and 4-bet pots. As pots grow and SPRs shrink, the manipulation of tight ranges can make or break our bottom line. Today we're going to look at a 4-bet pot where both players find themselves near the top of range, but due to a tough run out, the river decision creates a difficult problem for the 4-better, Michael Acevedo. I know I say this every time we run the preview, but honestly, On Second Thought is by far and away the most enjoyable piece of content that
it's my favorite
part
of all the series.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing the content for that, like writing the scripts, running through the solves, and kind of demonstrate what I really like highlighting the most is when the in-game thoughts align with the machine to a reasonable degree. And you'll actually see that even though at first blush, the hand looks ridiculous because Michael ends up folding like, a relatively nutted hand by the river. The thought process that each of them had was actually quite consistent with the way the solver would consider playing the hand. Now, that's not to say that there weren't mistakes made, but I think it's a really enlightening episode to take a look at a hand that on the surface seems as though there's not really too much to dig through. Like you each flop a set in a 4-bet pot when there's 1.25 SPR. Probably not a whole lot of decision making taking place here. Yeah. Somehow these guys played 3 streets and the top set found, or the second set actually found a fold by the end. So head over to S4Y.io if you want to check that out.
It's great to see like how, like your process of how you use the solvers and like, cause like, people are maybe intimidated by them or, whatever, but like you can see like, okay, I have this hand and now I have a solver. What do I do with the solver? And then you just go through the process of using it to analyze the hand. It's great.
Yeah. And I try not to get too deeply in the weeds, right? Because like when it comes to utilizing solvers, you can get as nuanced with it as you want, but I think the purpose is to just like take a cursory look. That's why we use, or it's a big reason why we use GTO check rather than me like running my own sims or looking for something that may solve down to a slightly higher degree of accuracy. I think that the visuals of GTO check allow the user to get a cursory overlook of the strategy really easily. Yeah. So it doesn't take a lot of explanation from me to demonstrate hand classes, to demonstrate blocking and equity and EV. All that is right there visually for you to see. And we don't really have to go super deep into it. It was like, well, he had the king of spades in this particular instance, so that might lean him a little bit more towards fine. Not really all that important because he's not going to be thinking about that in real time.
Yeah, it's better at the start to get an idea of what strategies look like and overall global bet sizes and hand classes along those lines, rather than the specific combinatorics as to like what suits are important in some spots, when that's kind of more nuanced as is anyways.
Yeah, not only is it more nuanced, but like we have the luxury of hearing their thought process in real time. And if they never mentioned suits, they probably weren't thinking about it, right? They probably weren't mixing that way. Because it's a pretty relevant, nuanced piece of information to where if it was actually weighing in on your decision-making process, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb to you in real time,
Yeah, sure. I mean, just to, Well,
to give you an example, Kevin's hand on the river is almost a pure check because of the suits. So jacks, he lands on river with 3 combos of jacks. One of them is like near a pure shove. One of them is near a pure check, and the other one mixes. And he had like one that was a pure check, but chose to jam.
It's the one that probably allows Michael to have a king jack suited.
Yep. I think
it's so he can get called by 2 pair, right? If you have all the king jack suiteds blocked, then you can't get called by 2 pair as much.
I think it actually has something to do with ace jack, but same idea. Yeah. We are going to talk a little bit more poker here to wrap things up. I had a deep run trying to duplicate Conrad in the WSOP 100K yesterday.
Not everybody can be like Conrad.
No,
everybody tries, but not everyone can be me.
I failed you. I played like absolute dog shit 3-handed. Big shout out. Yeah, probably.
Based.
I had
and tortoise pilled.
I had a 3-1 chip lead 3-handed. I had like 65 blinds to their 20 and 17. Shout out to Relevancy. I thought he played incredibly well. He battled a short stack the entire final table, ended up getting second. He actually got heads up with a 3-1 chip lead, but
are you trying
my
to
man
say
Chrome King.
Are you trying to say Chrome King didn't play well?
He played interestingly.
Shout out to Chrome King.
I don't know
He's
that
out there.
I don't know that he played poorly, but he was definitely in the mix. He was V-pipping like 100% from 5-handed down. It was wild, man. He put me in a lot of really uncomfortable spots where I was like rejamming hands that I did not really want to rejam, but he was just voluntarily putting so much money in so freely that I had no choice. But there was one particular spot that I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that came up when we were 1 of 8. So we had a slight chip lead 8-handed to lay out the scenario. Relevancy, who got second, opens under the gun, I believe. So under the gun 8. And I think the low jack, I can't remember who it was, just 3-bet ripped all in for like 39, and he was second in chips. So Relevancy opened off of 18. He was middle of the pack. Low jack jams for like 39. And we're in the cutoff, I believe, with ace king offsuit. Small chip lead at 44. We can run. People still just abide by on the
I want to see who
their inherent ranges. It's like he had a button open. It was stonk bonk, so he just does it.
That's a good meme.
Actually, now that I read his name, I probably should have called.
Yeah, you should have called. I've never seen that name before.
Stonks up.
It's gonna be very tricky if one of these two do something, but. Oh man!
I can't believe you folded.
I can't believe that you.
I think ICM wise we're supposed to just fold. I'm actually like quite confident in that.
Landon's stimming as he hits the fucking chair.
We just flip here so much.
The fitness gram pace. The fitness gram
that we get punished by calling and losing. We just immediately go to bottom of those chips.
Hit the button.
So very unfortunate. He just doesn't have enough ace X.
Wait.
So like bottom of his ace X range is like ace queen exactly.
Come on, you can
ace
come
jack
back.
Suited.
Come back to life.
Might call. It might 3-bet. It doesn't really jam. I don't think.
You just put the cursor over stonks and bonks.
But even still, that's only.
You just read the name.
I think we just.
Oh my god,
so beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing. It brings the biggest smile to my face. Nice full Berkey.
I'm hurt.
Honestly, like I could be wrong. But like I don't really think that this is that close. Like it seems like a pretty clear fold to me.
You're just saying in theory, right?
Listen, this is why
Well, I think even more so in practice.
Well, I don't know, because in practice, I feel like whoever, I said this earlier, but like the person that's jamming 40 big blinds there is also the person with ace queen in full. Like,
maybe.
Which kind of makes this, I don't know, feels like a layup.
Well,
but in theory, though, I could see why it's a fold.
Okay, so, well, no, I think the opposite.
Okay.
I think in theory, and Landon's going to make a pretty strong case for this. I think in theory, you could make the case that like he's jamming a lot of ace queen, ace jack suited. Like basically in theory, it's tough to speculate because he probably doesn't have jams.
In reality.
But I don't know because he does get to apply a ton of ICM pressure to the stacks left behind him. In practice, my thoughts were simply that we're flipping a fuck ton.
Yeah.
So finishing eighth here half the time is awful.
Yeah.
When you're just in a practical position to finish like top 4 at a really high frequency.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed the layout of the table, Guapo, if you want to just bring it back up without actually hitting play. You could see that I kind of had a Jesus seat where the 3 stacks to my left
still just
are all sub 10 blinds. The 3 stacks to my right are 3, 2, and 4 in chips.
And there's just all handcuffed with you being there.
Right.
So it's
just like I just get to do so much abuse to the table that taking on any amount of exorbitant risk here seems bad. Like I feel like I would have, and I said this, I felt like I would have been more comfortable calling with jacks because I overpair him at such a high frequency.
Because he'll have 10s and 9s sometimes
right,
when he does this.
Right. Like if he's making mistakes with ace queen, he's certainly making mistakes with 8s and 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
Right. So I just overpair him at a higher frequency. And when I have jacks, my equity is probably closer to like 70, 75%. As opposed to when I have ace king, I'm probably closer to like 60%.
Because you're flipping with so
I'm
many.
flipping often. And the hands that I don't dominate 4-1, I dominate 3-1.
Because we think that this 40 big blind jam is just going to be more middle pairs than anything.
Almost certainly has to be very pair dense.
Yeah.
And you kept, I mean, like, I didn't see how the rest of the tournament played out, but you kept your good spot, and then you ended up having a 3-1.
I chip laid all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I chip laid until I busted.
You were 3-1, 3-handed.
Yeah.
Right.
I chip laid until I busted.
Whereas, like, if you just flip here and lose.
I mean, there's definitely like a thing where like losing this hand would be an absolute fucking tragedy when you have your seat.
Right.
Right. That's what I mean, maybe I'm overvaluing the spot.
I don't know, but there's definitely a piece there. Like that kind of would really suck when you have just like 3 dead stacks to your left, all the chips to your right, and like you just have everybody so handcuffed. So I don't know.
All right, let Landon talk since he's rolling his eyes with a sourpuss look on his face.
It's just like like I get in practice you can fold because like people are bad. In theory, I don't think you would fold here because the machine is very good, right? The machine's not going to 3-bet not all in. I'm like almost pretty. I would assume if there is a jam range, the jam like hand would be ace king off for machine. Like machine's never jamming ace king suited there from where he is, and is mostly gonna play like a small 3-bet, like 4.5 bigs or 5 bigs, just to isolate because that range is not gonna be polarized. Where you can't just kind of fuck with it even though you have 42 bigs, right? Like the hand you're supposed to still choose, like with ace king off, you probably just go for jam, and then you would 4-bet induce with ace king suited, and then like aces you'd obviously never jam, and then you'd want to jam like queens because you don't want him to jam. Like an ace-x type suited hand on you.
When you say him, who are you talking about?
The 3-better. Right? Because like once you 4-bet not all in.
Why are we talking? He jammed. Like why are we analyzing?
There's no jams in theory.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I would call. Not close. In
how
theory, it's not close.
How much money do you?
In theory, it's not close, but that doesn't mean you would call because you have to play in practice, not just in theory.
Thank you. In theory, I'm.
Get him to us. Well, he's just like, I would call.
No, like, okay.
Well, I mean, even if we gave him
already,
a reasonable theoretical range, how much money do you think that it's making to call here?
A good bit.
Really?
Because, like, it's not kings, it's not aces.
Yeah.
Queens is the best hand that you can possibly have in this spot. And ace queen off, ace jack suited might just exist, but just doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? So now you're playing against a game that doesn't really exist, where you just have a 3-1 a lot. And if you flip, you don't also just instantly get eighth because you cover and you're on the button.
Well,
Right?
you get a fair amount.
I mean, it makes you 95%.
No, it
95%.
You go to
3 big
you fall
blinds
to 8
left.
to 8, and you
You
have
have
3
3.5
blinds.
bigs, you're on the cutoff, and the button or the big blind's gonna have 5.5 bigs. So it's not like you're just instantly all in anyways. Like you still have some.
Okay,
sort
fine.
of-
But the difference between 8th and 7th is pretty negligible. And
Yeah,
you're not going to finish top 3 very often.
Sure, but you also win the tournament a lot if you win this and you have an edge.
That's the thing that I'm not so confident in. Why do we think we win the tournament so often here with less than half the chips in play?
Mm-hmm.
Because people can't. The short stacks are still short, and the stacks that are next to you can't do anything.
I guess that's what I'm saying, though. Practically, what changes for my stack that wasn't already true?
It just increases.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, I don't get to take on any more risk than I was already taking on. I'm already the chip leader in the Jesus seat.
Not for personally you. It just increases for them behind you. I feel like it's one more person. Not behind you. The stacks to your right, because since one more person's knocked out, it's just like you have all the chips, you get all the spots, you just get to open everything.
I already do
does,
though.
That's what
yeah, but when you have,
you can absorb a doubling someone up or like a spot where you get unlucky. Now you're
right, but I don't think practically or even theoretically my strategy would be changing much. It's not like I start jamming for 40 bigs.
I mean, you might.
Yeah, like you might, 20 though.
Well, you wouldn't really be jamming for 40 because everyone else is so short already. Right, because you're absorbing a 38 big line stack, where now the second in chips is like 28 bigs. So now you have
more,
such a
like 33, but yeah,
sure, 33. Like you have such a big disparity between you and that guy, where that guy's now handicapped because there's 5 other people that have 15 bigs or less.
You don't think he was already handicapped whenever I had 43 and he had 33?
He can still R5 for sure. Yeah, because you can't just.
But you're saying he can't if I have 80 blinds.
I mean, he can't as much because you get way more leeway.
Well, let me tell you, it's Chrome King, so he's gonna R5 as much as he fucking wants to. This man gave 0 fucks about what he was. ICM is for poor people, and he is rich.
Look, man, I get it. I'm talking strictly theoretically. It's a call. Practically, I understand a fold because everyone sucks, right? I'm on board, right? Just if you want to ask, what does the machine do? You just snap call. And you see ace queen, you see jacks or queens, and you flip, and it's more top heavy. It's still top heavy, even though it's less so in normal WSOP tournaments. But I think this is a very clear call.
Yeah, I think
theoretically,
I think I would have been more inclined to call if first was if it was one of the payouts where it's like a huge disparity, where first is like double second.
Yeah.
So first was
if it's like the 506 max.
Yeah, first was like 35, and second was like 17. Yeah. Then I'm just never folding here.
Right.
I think we have a lot more incentive. I'm not so confident that ICM would call for a call here, but I also am not confident in anything ICM related. I just haven't studied it a lot, and figuring out that fine line between absorbing a ton of risk versus passing on a ton of risk is seemingly more difficult than our intuition would ever indicate. So, in my experience, like just getting shown a handful of spots, even the ace jack spot from the Win Million final table or the WPT championship final table at the Win, that to me intuitively it looked like a punt.
The ace jack?
Yeah. And it's like we saw enough we saw enough study and theory done on it where it's like at worst it's close.
Right. Well, the reason it's a punt is because the hand is too good. Right, because he jams worse ace hex off.
But maybe like there were enough people saying both ways where it was like you could manipulate not manipulate, but like you could run the sim in a way that ace jack was fine to jam, and you could run it another way where it was like ace queen's the cutoff or ace 5 off or whatever. But it was close at least.
Yeah,
and to me it looked like just a massive punt.
Like in this situation with your ace king, you're flipping at worst, right?
Yes.
And there are some spots where you have certain situations where you're flipping at best. This isn't one of those spots.
Right.
And if you're flipping at worst and you have like a dominating edge and like
for
you might
chips,
see some
of
hands.
course.
Yeah. Well, it's not even about chips. It's also just about you're flipping at worst. You top heavy. You expect to see some stuff that might not exist, but ace queen off is very prevalent in this range.
What if I told you he had 2s through queens?
He had deuces through queens only and no ace queen off?
No. In addition to ace queen.
Any ace jack suited, ace 10 suited?
Whatever you presumed his initial non-pair hands to be.
If he has ace queen off, ace jack suited, you just call.
Even if he now has 2s through queens?
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
I would think
because you just have enough flipping at worst where you just in.
Okay, what if he only had 2s through queens?
It gets a little bit more concerning.
That's my point. The more pairs that we start to add, the more our dominating factor gets decreased.
Sure. Ace, queen, ace, jack still exists, though, so you can't just remove them.
I'm not removing them. I'm saying that they get diluted by the amount of pairs that you continue to add. So if it's jacks, queens, and ace queen, it's more of a call, in my opinion, than it would be if it's 2s through queens, ace queen, and ace jack.
Sure, we don't really know what the
because
threshold
like just
is
the sheer right.
Like you can't just start adding deuces for this guy.
I'm not. I'm just hypothetically saying that, like, or I'm trying to demonstrate the point that the more pairs that he has, the closer to 55-45 or 50-50 this spot actually becomes.
Right. It becomes less of a fun spot. Like it's less of a good spot practically. So I think fold is reasonable.
Yeah.
I think theoretically it won't. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Then you fold it, and then you got third.
I guess I'm just trying to point out that, like, without having ran it, we don't know where that threshold lies. Like, maybe if it's 8s plus and includes ace queen, ace jack, that's not enough.
There's no way 8s would jam. Like, I know that these pairs are going to be it's going to be very high pairs because he's risking so much. 8s aren't going to just start piling in 40.
You think he's piling ace queen?
Yeah, because ace queen is high card domination.
Yeah, people would pile ace queen way before they would pile 8s.
Maybe.
I think. I mean, maybe not, but
I find it very hard to believe that, like, ace 10 suited is just ripping it in, and pocket 8s is like doing something else.
If I was going to give like a down bad jam range, I would give it like 10s through queens, and then like maybe give some 9s if he's like horrendously down bad, right? And then like ace jack suited potentially, and then ace queen off, and then some ace king off as well, because people just find pile.
Ace jack suited. If you have ace jack suited, it feels like he has 9s and 8s maybe even in full.
Yeah, I'm kind of on Conrad's side where it's like, if you look at ace jack suited and you decide that you want to play an all-in pot with 39 blinds, like
because you're not assuming that you're going to play an all-in pot. You're assuming that you're just going to get the 20 big blinds in versus
You're risking it all in pot. But you're going to assume the same with 8s and 9s at that point.
Right. And I would have to think that, like, he would also just apply that same logic to, like, king queen suited. Like, it seems like it's the...
Well, I think like ace queen, then he has 10s. If he has ace jack, then maybe he has 8s.
Right. Yeah, that it seems hard not to make that pairing of logic.
Yeah.
But again, like, we have no idea.
8s is just a scary hand. 8s isn't as like it's just scary.
Listen, good full Berk.
It did work out.
He actually had aces.
Yeah, imagine like he was trying to be tricky and just like protect his kings.
Yeah, he's just watching this whole thing. He's like, guys,
maybe you should just shove aces there.
Because then maybe you don't do it. Maybe you should.
Yeah, please, everybody, jam aces there. Maybe please, all day.
You just have a
deck you got him over here calling with ace king, and then you just.
I could see a world where like he just has kings and looks at the stacks to his left and is like.
It's fun to watch his head explode by just.
Well, because the problem is that like he acknowledges that fish exist, but then he wants to apply like some incredibly high level logic to their thinking.
Right.
No, I don't think he's thinking. I think this is horrendous, and that's why I call ace king.
Okay, so if it's horrendous, why can't he have kings
or aces?
You think he's like more likely, like somehow you think he's more likely to just like rocket it all off with ace jack than have like 2 kings and say I don't want to see an ace.
I would see ace jack way more than kings.
I mean, I feel like it's the same person does all of it. Like he just does all the options.
Yeah, like it's all illogical.
Yeah, it's like you can't fucking put a containment on the illogicalness.
Man, I want you to call now so bad. I want to see what he has. The fuck does he have?
I was playing in the circuit event last night, and a guy like 4.7x's it under the gun, and I have kings in the small blind, and it goes button calls. And I'm like, this guy just has like queens and jacks here so often. I'm just gonna rip.
For how much?
I had like 43 bigs, and he had slightly covered. So I just rip kings, and he snaps with aces. And it's like, why are you like 4.7xing it under a gun with aces?
Why did they cheat you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying they do things that like, you know,
write an email to WSOP today about them cheating
like,
you.
When you think that like something doesn't exist, it just always exists at some frequency because people play the way they want to play.
It probably exists more than what you think at that moment.
Usually,
like when that happens,
right.
like when they open the 3.5 or something like that from the bite or something stupid, just absurd. It's just like, this should never be aces.
Can we stop this conversation, please?
What is the problem?
It's probably just always aces.
What is the problem?
He can't.
He's the problem. He doesn't understand. He hasn't been out.
He doesn't know about real people.
It's me.
He hasn't been in the real world yet.
It's called humans.
Yes.
Humans do fuck shit.
Right.
All right.
Right. We're not a bunch of.
Sounds like you should just call next time with kings, Brian.
That's not the point.
Maybe I should just call with kings.
If it's only aces, right?
I'm not saying it. No, I'm saying I thought it was queens and jacks a lot. That's why I shoved. Right?
Yeah, you just always, it's a clear jam.
Right, it is a clear jam.
What he's saying is that they always have very good hands that you would never think he's going to do it
right,
with.
but I'm saying that like, A lot of times you
Like,
don't
using-
think aces.
I think what's happening here is it's all bubbling to the surface right now that Landon is understanding that there are poker players out here that are this bad and he's not rich. He's just like, what am I doing with my life? I'm wasting away my 20s. I'm
Wasting
sitting here,
away. Relax.
I'm sitting here calling off ace king and they just show me the fucking kings for all of it. And it's like, I could have just gotten third in the tournament by folding.
Don't cope yourself right now. What the fuck?
I'm not coping. I actually should have won.
You should have won.
I played very, very, very badly three-handed. I mean, as badly as you could possibly play.
Are we going to talk about this badness?
No, it's not really anything. Honestly,
important.
it was just I played high variance, if you will. One hand was probably fine. Open ripped ace-6 where I had a 3-1 chip lead over the field for 20 effective. And
On the button?
Yeah, on the button. And my man Chrome King woke up with ace-10 in the big, doubled. And then I called off with ace-7 versus what was the other kid's name?
Revolution.
For how much?
Like 18.
You got 3 bets of the non.
The non all in isn't really
What
that
did he
important.
show you?
He had king queen, but I was never winning that hand. I didn't deserve to win that hand. And then I called off with queen 10 suited like an asshole.
That seems bad. that one seems bad.
At that moment when you realized you just
bad.
didn't
But I
want to
mean,
win.
all things leading up to that is what caused
I probably
you
should
to
have.
fight.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt really bad. Felt down bad. I got what I deserved. I got it in dominated and lost. I want to end on a couple feel good notes. So Doug Polk got cooled off at the lodge.
I see where we're going.
I know that may sound like the feel good story of the year. That's actually not why I wanted to show this hand.
Okay.
Go ahead and run it, Guapo.
You want sound, Matt?
Call.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. 1200. Look at Skull Mike. A front row seat there.
You go full screen.
And this could
It
be
chops
trouble
out the hands,
for
but
the
I
sheriff.
assume everybody remembers. Queen Jack versus Jacks, guys.
I just call him sheriff for the remainder of the weekend.
He raises him 3,200.
I'm assuming
Yesterday
Doug
we
has
mic'd
Jacks.
up Doug and
Doug has Queen Jack.
Jungle. Today the players are not mic'd. We don't have mics for the entire table.
Yeah, you're right. Go
right
ahead.
now.
Back to normal.
Looks like just a call from Ethan. Recent graduate from Princeton, degree in statistics. Not too shabby for a poker player.
So not only a luck box, but a genius as well.
Yes.
10 of diamonds here on the turn.
3,800. That pink chip is a $5,000 chip, folks. Pink 5,000, yellow 1,000, purple 500, blacks 100, greens are 25.
He's going to have to continue and hope and pray that the board pairs so he can feel a little bit more confident about his holdings as he's reaching for chips, and he's going to make the call.
Jack.
Ethan's got 11,000 behind, so it's
And
probably
he
going to be
just got here. He flew in all the way from New York, New Jersey. Doug rips it all in. First time, table 11.
under the lights.
And he is getting put to the test by the sheriff, Douglas Polk. Look at this man. He hates it. He's got a set. Chat is off the hook already, folks. After this hand, smash that like. Let's get off to a hot start on the stream. Continue that mojo from yesterday. He makes the call. That's going to be a full double up for the 9 seed. Welcome to Texas. You are up $20,000 in 3 hands.
So I wanted to highlight this hand for the exact reaction that Landon gives.
Which was it? I wasn't sure. I couldn't figure it out.
Look at his face. No, I wanted to highlight this hand because I thought it was a pretty cool moment. Like I don't know the kid who doubled up at all, but in watching the hand, what became clear to me was that this young 21-year-old Princeton grad with a stats degree, who's probably by all accounts a bona fide genius and is going to do remarkable things in this world, was just kind of like a little shook. in the moment, right? Like the money factor is real. It matters. And I don't know for sure, but like I'm certain as a 21-year-old kid, he probably like grew up watching Doug Polk, beast online heads up, turn into a bit of an influencer in the space. Now he's in his presence and playing probably the biggest pot of his life at that point. And I just thought it was like really wholesome to see him kind of run through the funeral for the hand on the river before calling, where it's just like, how did I get here, man? Like, what is going on? How am I living my life like this? He's just going to show me ace king. This is how it all starts.
They always have ace king, right?
Yeah, they always have it. I mean, that queen jack might be a little thin.
I don't even know what's going on with infinite big blind poker, but it looks like top 2 versus set, where set probably should jam turn, but fine.
Yeah. It probably could just check rip. Well, I mean, the turn's the 10.
Yeah, it's an ugly card, but still.
Not great.
I mean, if he has ace king anyways, and you give equity to king X in position as well. And like you also 4-line yourself a lot.
Yeah.
You also don't block ace queen.
And you just stack off to him
You
on,
also
on any
get
blank
stacked
river.
anyways, it's fine.
Maybe.
Cope seed mold. It's just like, put the money in. I get it. Like, shook. Like,
who's better than Mr. Tice? Let's go win all the fucking money, kid.
Dude.
Let's go, dude. You're fucking ready, man. You're ready.
Honestly,
2023, you're the Tice.
Honestly, though, I feel really good about like
of course,
systematically.
Of course, like this is a seasoned vet. You think he's shook in that moment? Fuck you, Doug Polk. I don't care. I watched your videos. I don't give a shit. Call. You don't need to go to Princeton to know the mid-set's getting the money in, buddy.
Right. So you got 3 jacks.
This is a very old 23-year-old man here. 24 now? 23 for another few months. He is a grizzled vet of the game.
I got fleeced by the man that's kneeling in boxing. All right, I've been through it. I'm gonna continue to go through it. That's
He's been
fine.
through it for a time or two. Like, you know, this isn't a fucking joke.
No, it's a big year for me. For sure.
The real windfall of the weekend, though.
Windfall of the week.
The windfall of the week. The windfall. That should be a segment, actually. The real windfall of the weekend, and the real bad beat for me, not finishing third in this tournament because I played like shit. But I was on my way to the strip to play a little Pai Gow. I don't even know the rules. I don't know what you have to do. All I know is it was face up, and the dealer would tell me when I win.
You play Pai Gow all the time.
$6.4 million jackpot. I believe once it got to like 3.5, it was plus EV to play.
Yeah.
So you were making, I think you were making on a $25 bet somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2 per bet theoretically. So you could really get in there and get in the mix. Our man Thomas, I'm going to mispronounce this, Zanot.
Well, you're looking around for someone to help you out here?
I'm just seeing alternate pronunciations. I'm just seeing which one resonated with the group a little bit more.
I like the latter.
I like Zanot.
Zanot, okay. I like Zanot. He is a local Las Vegas grinder that just busted the Venetian deep stack and decided to go play some plus EV Pai Gow. Hit for $6.4 million. It's going to be real fucking tough for him to go back to the down bad Venetian and play another 600. Imagine. Would love to know what his plans are moving forward. Has to be to quit poker. It just has to be.
And play Pai Gow professionally now?
No, I mean, you just do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you just never have to be dealt in again to make money, right? Like, you can play fun.
Yeah.
Or even like as a serious recreational or whatever.
How much of that will he be able to keep?
Well, it depends on how he does it.
Yeah.
The beauty of being a professional poker player is if he gets into the nosebleeds, that money can disappear real fast.
Especially since he won it on January fucking what?
Yeah.
4th?
Yeah, 12 months, baby.
Write that off.
Woo, I got a whole year for this one,
Get in the
baby.
streets.
12 months to write that one off. Honestly, I'd be sending like a $4 million wire to the REO right the fuck now. I would be in Ivy's room every single day, buddying up with everybody who's playing high stakes. Like, Mr. Keating, fresh fish for your palate, sir. What do you think? I'd be hitting up Hustler and Live at the Bike. I'd be like, look, I'm your guy. I'm ready to play. Sending wires to every fucking casino across the nation, trying to make this money disappear.
Legally, though.
Legally.
No, I would just punt. What do you guys? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would come away this a millionaire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was a lot closer to being a decamillionaire when it all started.
Man, that's a cool thing to be as a deca millionaire.
I'll be goddamn if I'm paying $2 million to taxes. I'm gonna just walk away with $1 million in profit, and that's it. When it's all said and done.
But then you'd still have to pay taxes on that $1 million.
Yeah, but you know, whatever. We got expenses and shit. We can actually write that down to something reasonable, you know?
True.
Just walk away with a little. I don't need to be greedy. Just walk away with a little chunk of change, you know?
Yeah, you texted me and you said you want to play some plus EV Pai Gows. What the hell?
I
are you
was
talking
so
about?
jealous reading that text and knowing I wasn't here. I was looking at the thing. I saw somebody go to play it the night before, and I was like, oh, it was Dan Smith and Chewy.
I was
and
trying
I was
to win.
like,
I knew it was good. I knew it was good value when I saw Chewy.
yeah, exactly. I was like, wow, Chewy's playing? I got to go.
I didn't know what
I
was
got to
going
go.
on.
And then
It's a good thing Conrad was out of town. He would have went broke trying to hit this fucking jackpot.
I would have slept there. Well, no, I would have sold a lot of pieces probably, and I would.
Maybe he would have.
I was a buyer for sure.
I would have definitely like sold pieces because I saw somebody say, "Hey, can I stake somebody for in Vegas to play Pai Gow?" And I was like, I would just sell a lot of pieces and just go.
Man,
I wonder what that jackpot.
you would have manifested that.
I wonder
shit
what it
too.
normally gets to before it gets hit.
What it normally gets to?
Yeah, before it gets
Apparently,
less than 3 million. I would guess.
Apparently that shit hits like twice a month in like casinos.
Yeah, I looked at.
Yeah.
I looked at the Flamingo account maybe or one of the other accounts, but like I saw some other checks that were like 400K.
Was this at a specific casino or is it like
any Caesars property?
Any Caesars property.
So
okay.
the number for it to be plus EV is over 3 million?
Yeah.
It's between 3.2 and 3.5.
But it looks like it usually hits somewhere around like the $500,000 mark. So way before they start losing money on the bets.
Wow. So it just seems like it's so hard to get a 7-card royal.
Well, there's jokers.
Oh no,
It doesn't have to be a royal.
It's just
It just has to be a 7-card straight flush.
It has to
I
be-
thought it had to be the royal. I
No.
thought it had to be 8 to.
that shit would get up to like
Ace.
40 million if it was a fucking
7-card
royal.
straight
Does
flush, and
any
I
kind-
believe you can use the joker, right?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it still doesn't happen.
Obviously, it's still incredibly hard. Just
somebody
nowhere near as hard as
I
what
think
I
Henry
thought it
was telling me that I don't remember, but like you basically have to put in like X amount of dollars worth of bets. Well, I guess if 3 million is the quote unquote plus EV point, then the expectation is you have to put in 3 million worth of bets.
And then you have to. So I guess you would just play minimum and then put whatever you have to.
I think it was $25 minimum per hand, and then $5 jackpot.
You put the $5 in jackpot. Yep.
Yeah.
Just go.
Pray. Just deal me in, dealer. Deal as fast as you fucking can. What would you guys have tipped on that?
Nothing.
That was my instinct. That was definitely my instinct.
I would have tipped a lot.
That's different.
Wait, why? Why is this different?
I mean, it's kind of different.
What is
because,
different?
Well, the pit dealers rely on these tips.
Yeah.
I mean, the same way poker dealers do, but they don't get consistently tipped. They all pool.
Yeah.
I would definitely tip 100,000, and I definitely would tip
100,000,
and I would definitely
That's
tip
like 5 tabs.
on 6.4 million.
A lot, man.
It is a lot, but you know what? Guess what? It's life.
write-off.
Let's make somebody else's fucking day here. You know, you didn't have 6.4 million before you walked in
And
this place, and although it's a lot, it's like whatever, man.
It's a write-off.
Yeah, it's a write-off.
I don't know
Now
if
you
it
won
is.
6.3 million.
I would definitely
I'm not sure that's true.
I would definitely
It's not a write-off. You just wouldn't.
I don't know if you can consider that a loss because you're only allowed to give a gift up to X amount of
Like
dollars.
10K.
Like 10K.
10K is the max. For a gift.
It would honestly be like.
So it depends.
80.
I would probably have to contact my accountant before I just gave them 100K that I might have to pay taxes on.
Yeah, I mean that would be smart too. I would probably do 80 and 20 to the person in the parking lot.
Well, that's just very not smart of you.
Well,
That's a good way to spend 20,000 and get banned from all Caesar properties. Also, like, why? It's all random. Why does this guy deserve the lion's share of the tip?
because this guy randomly fucking drew on his 7-card straight
'Cause, yeah,
flies.
He's the lucky dealer, like you were the lucky player.
Exactly.
How
I'm gonna
on
get
earth?
6.4. I can at least give
How
the
on
20
earth
bill
are
in the
you
pocket.
a professional poker player, man?
What do you want me to do, man? This is why I play tournaments. We're not expected to tip.
Thank
really.
God I have you here to bet the sports bet with. I need a way to make myself feel like a sharp. You and my man Joey Sal.
Oh
Joey
my
Sal.
Joey, do you hear
Joey
this
Sal.
down bad motherfucker over here? This shit is, I can't believe
Joey
this shit.
Sal is a lifelong Browns fan and is going to be poorer for it. Guapo, if you want to throw that thread up there. He just shot me a text. I will say, huge shout out to my man because I completely forgot that we even made this bet. I knew we had a Steelers-Browns bet, but I thought it was to win the division.
I'm pretty sure this happened last year as well.
We definitely did a division bet last year, which we washed on. But this year we did head-to-head. And the best part is the Browns were a big favorite in the sports books coming into the season over the Steelers. The Steelers are predicted to finish 4th. So I actually got him to lay me 1.1 to 1
Yes.
on a team that was drawing stone fucking dead from like week 4 on.
That's great.
Sorry, it's a little small. What
so I'll read it real quick.
Yeah.
He said, just want to see if you want to run back our Steeler Brown action. I said, yeah, the Steelers are dead. It's pretty much a free roll for you. He said 1K season win total, optional $500 must win division if you want. I said, the Lions have them at a full game apart in the book. Do you want to lay 1.1 to 1? He said, we're talking about the worst franchise in sports, remember? Valid counter.
Got to use your words against you.
Very valid counter there. And I said, sure, but it seems silly to make a bet that's worse than what I could get in the sports book. And he said, fine. 1,100 to 1K, better season record, and then 500 prop to win the division. Neither win, that's a push. And I said, KK booked. My man stayed true to his word, shot me a Venmo today.
Very nice, Berk.
God, do you know how painful it has to be to root for that factory of sadness year in, year out, and then on top of it, pay $1,000 to a Steelers fan? Like,
and then
God
he goes
bless.
he goes on his podcast and talks about it.
Well, he told me to. We are running it back next year. I have a feeling I'm probably gonna have to lay him a small price, having looked at the schedules so far. Although the Browns will have a soft schedule as well, so there's a chance they might both open up as 9-win teams, I would guess.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty close. I'll tell you this. If the book have the Steelers at 9.5 wins or fewer, I will bet the fucking farm on the over next year.
Yeah.
Their schedule looks
You're
meaty.
never putting in a sports bet.
You heard it here first. They have them at 10. You're right. I won't be betting anybody. I mean, I'll be betting Joey, but that's it.
I think betting sports totals is probably the smartest way to gamble on like fun stuff. Like
sure, if you're a Pirates fan.
That's what I'm saying. I bet the Pirates last year over 59.5. Like, how can you like? That's a lot to ask to lose. To not win 60 games.
Dude, how many games did they win?
They won 62. Right? And I'm going to bet them again. By the way, baseball season just started yesterday afternoon once the Steelers were done. So let's go Bucks. But yeah, I'm going to I'll bet them again. I mean, I can't imagine they're going to make them. I think they'll win 70 games this year. That's what I think. And
why?
Because they fucking they splashed in free agency.
They got
picked up the
got Rich Hill, baby. Let's go.
They picked up the 44-year-old Rich Hill.
Let's go, Rich Hill. Bringing all that knowledge, all that veteran knowledge to the young pitchers.
Yeah.
You know, O'Neal Cruz is going to get a full season in. Like, yeah, I think they're going to like the sportsbook's just going to make them 63 wins, and I'm just like, okay. Thanks for the money.
I mean, Rich Hill's guaranteed 5.
Right.
Fucking
yeah, and it seems like O'Neal Cruz is 5 more.
He's the next AJ Burnett, man.
Can somebody please explain to me why they fucking signed Rich Hill to a
Wait,
one-year
no,
contract?
they didn't just sign him. They created a hype video for him.
Yeah, they did a hype video for him, I swear to God.
No, they
Bro,
didn't.
it looks like Garth Brooks in the Pirate locker room going, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Fucking Rich Hill, a.k.a. Big Dick Mountain. Let's fucking go.
Listen,
let's go.
It's good to it's good to have a
It's nice to have a veteran presence. It's not nice to have him as your opening day starter.
AJ Burnett, man.
AJ Burnett was like 36 and really fucking good. 43. He is the next Jamie Moyer.
Look at Verlander. No,
Verlander is younger and winning Cy Youngs, bro. He's so fucking
Wait,
good by
you're saying
comparison.
that Rich Hill is not Justin Verlander?
Do you think his WAR is actually positive?
Maybe.
It can't be, right? It just can't be. Like,
listen, I'm gonna bet him. I'm gonna watch all 162 games, and I'm gonna hate myself.
God bless.
At least
the Pirates got so bad, I actually had to cancel my MLB TV last year.
That's
it finally happened after like 10 years of being a loyalist.
Honestly, just watching O'Neal Cruz every day, isn't that worth it?
It may be in the future. It was not last year.
Future is now, Matt.
The future is now. He hit like 223 with 12 bombs.
No, he had like way more than that. He played
14.
He played listen.
Okay. On that note, we're going to get out of here. No more Pirates talk. I won't drain you. And also, I have to go take the dogs for a walk. So thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're going to try to cheer Landon up and get him in a fiery mood for tomorrow. Don't forget, our 200th episode is on Thursday. Be sure to tune in for that. We're going to have some special things planned. Bring back a little bit more of the team, a.k.a. Poo Dog Melissa will be in the building. Thank you guys. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see changed, what you enjoy about the show, and what you would have done with Ace King in my spot with 8 remaining at the final table as the chip leader. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Later.
Peace.